Everybody's signing on. Yes, yes. Already 1,000 people are here to talk to me and Tariq. Talk to me and Tariq. Everybody's signing on, and the hearts are flowing. Hey, everybody, it's not even 5 o'clock yet. Oh, now it is. Welcome, welcome. Tell your friends. Where is Tarek? This is my first time ever doing an Instagram Live where I actually invite someone on with me. So I will start by saying as soon as I see Tarek's request, there he is. Oh, here we go. He's going to come on with me, and we're going to talk about all kinds of things. We're so excited. There he is.
Hey, buddy.
I feel so tech savvy. It's my first time doing that.
I was trying to see if I could do it landscape view and realized that I have no chops at this whatsoever.
I mean, I can. Let me see what I can do here. Hang on. This is, we can like we can get weird.
Oh, we're getting weird. Oh,
by the way, this means I killed somebody.
What the hell?
In prison tattoo.
I don't know any of this. Oh, look, I can. Look at that. Oh, but then it makes you sideways great. Oh, so my
Tariq.
I think you are from Edith Piaf, right?
J'irai jusqu'au bout du monde, je mettrai talon blanc si tu me le demandais.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm going to have to figure all this out. That is the best I think I've ever seen in my life.
Le ciel bleu, sur nous peut s'effondrer, et la terre peut bien s'écrouler. This was going to be a Q&A, but you know what? Screw it.
But, speaking of which, I've got some stuff for you.
You do?
You get to choose what I'm going to open up over here.
Oh, that looks French.
Oh, yes. Well, speaking of exactly. So I've got I have a Cote de Rhone. This is, kind of my Rhone era. This is a Gigondas, which is kind of between this and the Burgundy. And then I've got this beautiful kind of Burgundy region Pinot Noir, which...
Oh, come on.
What do you think?
Well, I mean, that I've become a Burgundy boy.
Yeah.
But I know that Burgundies are a very expensive hobby to get into. Like once I went to the region and started learning about Burgundy, I was like, oh, well, I'm a Burgundy person. And then I started going on like the wine shops and like K&L Wines is so great.
Yeah.
Shout out to K&L Wines. Please send me a gift certificate and Tara can gift certificate. And yeah, Burgundies. So I always save my Burgundies for special occasions. I'm not sure this counts as a special occasion for you. I know it does for me.
Oh,
I could not be more stoked right now to be doing this with you.
I'm so beside myself with joy right now.
Woo! Let's open that Berg, baby.
And I have to give a shout out to my friends. We have these friends that own a shop down the street called Renegade Wines, and my friend Steve and Jenna. Yeah. And they're so incredible, but they've also they've been so lovely to us because they help us to social distance because we can literally call them up and go, hey, do you have this? And I'll pop my trunk and they'll literally have masks on, just put them in the trunk for me and I can drive off. And yeah, they're fantastic.
Big shout out to, who was it again? Somebody just told me to fix my mustache. Steve and Jenna?
Yes, at Renegade Wines. Steve and
Jenna at Renegade Wines, thank you for keeping Tariq safe. Thank you for socially distancing our vino for us.
Yes, yeah.
Where are they located? In Santa Barbara?
Yeah, Santa Barbara. They're right on. Oh shoot, it's not Garden. They're not far from me, and they're really good friends. I've known them for years, but it's like they're so friendly, and they do a lot of stuff, business to business stuff here in Santa Barbara with like Dune Coffee and some other people to help support local businesses and all that. So they're just great people.
Remember when we ended the Bridges tour in Santa Barbara? Okay,
one of the best moments of my life. And did I show you the picture that someone had sent me of me in camp, in summer camp? I was like maybe 7 years old with this big afro.
Oh my God.
And somebody sent it, they go, I was your camp counselor. They were in the audience.
They were in the Oh man. That's incredible. Please repost that on behalf of everybody who wants to see it. Please repost that.
I will absolutely. I'll actually absolutely repost that.
Somebody just said we're talking on Tarek's face. You are below me in this. Are you on top? Are you top or bottom in this conversation for you?
I am on bottom on this conversation.
Okay.
Yes.
So the words are scrolling somewhere near you. So just
Oh,
swipe them. You can swipe them away. I'm going to read
Oops.
questions. You look like you have a kind of a home studio there. Are you?
Yeah, this is in my house. It's the studio where I do a bunch of my recording and composing and all that stuff. And I call it the road weary room. So it's like got sound baffling and my guitars and all that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
that is my luchador mask that I named Wilson for the quarantine.
Let's hope it doesn't get lost or you'll be devastated.
Exactly. How are you doing, by the way? It's nice to see you, buddy.
I'm fine. I too am where I get most of my work done.
Oh, nice. Smart man. Yes.
I work so hard in my dreams.
Yay, sleep. That's when I'm a Viking.
I just wake up tired. Yes.
I do. Yes, no, I'm good. I'm so excited to do this live stream with you.
Yes.
We've been getting lots of requests. We've read all of your comments that you've put. Can you guys hear me? Some people are saying you can't hear me. Are you guys able to hear me okay? If not, then I will take out my thing and I'll just do this.
I can hear you fine. I mean,
great. That's all that I care about.
I was gonna say, I don't know if that answers the question. I apologize.
As long as you can hear me. If you can hear me, then they can probably hear me too. And the one person who said they can't hear me, check your local service provider and get yourself some faster Wi-Fi. So this live stream, we've been doing a lot of reading of the comments and seeing some unexpected requests.
Yes.
Some songs that, like the songs that I thought perhaps would be in the top 3 of requests were in like the bottom 3.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for this show because we're gonna sing some stuff that we'll do some very different versions of these songs. Like this reminds me of when we did Before We Begin. Remember that?
Totally. I loved that too. I mean, it's one of those things where I feel like we get a chance to kind of highlight the songs in a different fashion. And with that setup, there's something about the intimacy of it. And like you kind of hear the songs from a different perspective. So I'm super psyched.
I'm super psyched as well. And, the fact that people will be watching on their screens, we're gonna have to be super psyched and also super confident in ourselves because there will be no applause.
Other than me, I mean, I'll be.
If you and Mark could just start clapping, I'll clap too. All 3 of us will clap after each of our songs.
Yes. Well,
just
there's almost a cool element where, like, in that setting where it's like the idea that it's almost like being hanging out with us while we're playing through tunes. Like I love that.
We haven't done a show like this live in a very long time, and the fact that we're now doing it at 1 p.m. so that any fan around the world can tune in. So that's another cool thing is that there are places, I see the messages all the time from countries I've never been to that I've wanted to go to. I see comments all the time from Brazil. I see comments from Argentina. I see comments from China and places like that. So it's a chance for us hopefully to do these. Asia's going to be tough at 1 p.m. That will be, I think, somewhere like 5 in the morning. So if you're a real early bird in Asia,
or dedicated. But I think also I think also, can you tune back into the stream later? Is it going to be something right?
That's a good point. So let me just check my notes here. But yes, it is 48 hours. So if you get your virtual reservation, you can watch this 48 hours after it goes live, and just clap along whenever you're awake.
Yes.
In Papua New Guinea or wherever you're watching from.
Yes. Is it French?
I love my fan. I just want a big shot. I love my fan in Papua New Guinea. Thank you for being here. So what else? The other thing is that we're taking the requests. We're going to do cut down versions of these songs. So the cool thing for me about singing these songs with Tarek is that I mean, you always shred during our shows, and there
Oh.
are always moments. I actually program my entire show for guitar. I'm just going to just go right out and say it. If it happens to be something that I can sing well too, it's a bonus. But really, I just want you to use your entire rig during the show. Tarek has, when we're backstage, I mean, how many guitars do you bring on tour with it? 10, 11?
No, it's probably between 14 and 16. There might even be more. It depends on you know, on the songs and all that, but you know, it's like I like the idea that I mean, you know, I mean your music is so versatile and eclectic that it's like I want to be able to kind of cast for each song. So I definitely have like flamenco guitars and classical guitars and like and all that kind of stuff. So it's like I make sure that, you know, mandolins and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
Mandos.
Yeah.
The only reason I talk between songs is so you can flip from one guitar to another.
Thank you so much. Because I think your fear is I'm just going to go down and like all 6 foot 5 is going to take out the whole left side of the stage.
We've lost Tarek.
Pipe it down. We have a pipe it down.
Yeah. I was watching, somebody just said Tarek and Lou shredding on Kashmir. We were watching back. We've been doing these movie nights, you know, and they've been so fun. We've been raising so much money for charity with these. We've probably raised almost, you know, $100,000 for various causes. The last time we did for ACLU, and but the ones, you know, was Kashmir was Awake, right?
Yeah.
So Awake Live.
We did the tour before that. We did Queen. We did Bohemian Rhapsody.
And that's right. On the Closer tour, we did Bohemian Rhapsody.
Mm-hmm.
And Lucia actually signed on for a couple of those. She came in and said hi.
I love that.
Just like watching you guys, we got to get you both on stage again sometime again. We gotta.
I would love that. She's such a special talent, man. She's so incredible. Like her artistic voice. Like, I mean, once again, I heard her sing for the first time recently. Was so blown away at her vocals. You know, I'm like, how did I not know this?
Yeah.
You know?
She's got an amazing voice. The fact that she kept it from us for 2 tours is criminal.
I agree.
What are some of your secret? Now, maybe on this live stream we could find, what have you been keeping from us, Tarek? What can we give the live stream audience from Tarek Akoni that he has never shown us? It doesn't have to be musical, T. It can be.
Wow.
Are you double jointed? Can you juggle? How's your unicycling skills? Mine suck, but
don't have any unicycling skills. I have very few marketable skill sets. Thank God music worked out for me.
We don't need to market it. We just need to do it.
Good point. Well, I cook a little. I enjoy cooking, but the truth of the matter is that my lovely wife is such a better cook than me, but I don't cook as much as I used to. But it's something that I love to do that really soothes me. But in terms of like actual skill sets that someone could, you know, see me do, there's very few. I'm a great debater, but that's boring.
All right. So, I mean, you know, we could. So as these we may do. We're getting to be almost sold out of what we want to sell for this live stream. So as we hopefully if we do more of these, we could like expand the idea. It doesn't have to be just songs.
Yeah.
We could. Aussie Groby just wrote Master Debater. Glad to know my fans down under apparently have such a blue sense of humor.
I'm gonna mic my forehead just so when I do this. Right, exactly. Yes.
And so maybe in future ones we can have a cooking segment. I would love to moderate a debate. We should do some debating. We could have some something we need more of right now is intelligent debate.
I would agree. I thought you were going to say wine, but I agree.
Wine helps in intelligent debate, by the way. William F. Buckley and Gore Vidal were drunk as hell. Every time they were wasted, and those were the best debates of all time. And they were just hammered. Yeah.
Was that?
They were hammered. I assume. I don't know.
I wouldn't doubt it. I think they were rascally and of the time, so that wouldn't surprise me.
You know, Tarek, whenever I go into my record label to have promo meetings and like branding conversations, I often use the adjectives, the descriptors, rascally and of the times as what I would like to be perceived as.
I'm going for more.
I write it on the chalk on the marker board in these giant board meetings. I go, yeah, no, classical pop, yeah, sure, all that stuff, vocalist, you know, whatever. Rascally of the times.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, and I think one of the things I really appreciate about Wikipedia and the current kind of, ecosystem regarding kind of intellectualism is that you can absolutely just bend words however you want. Did you know that actually they changed the definition of literal to include figurative? Yes, I think in some dictionaries it's
short-circuiting.
Because so many people actually misuse the term literally that they've actually.
They literally do.
Yeah. Yes, they literally.
Yeah.
Literally do. Yeah. Yes.
Like, for instance, this morning, I'm sure I said, this is literally the best yogurt in the world.
You're
like,
right. Yeah. Okay.
Works for me. Works for me. Back on track. I can feel management talk about the show.
I literally had the same thing where I was
Did you just get chills?
Yes, I literally felt like I can sense somebody just being like please come back on track. Please get back on track.
That's the spirit of Dearman is whenever you get those hairs on the back of your neck.
Is that what it is? Well, I'm glabrous. I have no hair in the yes.
Yeah, people are saying the voice, the sync is getting worse, but I myself can hear you flawlessly. I have state-of-the-art Wi-Fi here.
Yeah.
I'm in my bedroom because the Wi-Fi is strongest here, so I'm just going to keep doing it. And it can't be any worse than the closed captioning from the movie night. Did you have that flipped on, by the way?
No, was it horrible?
I mean,
who
in the comments, tell me, find your whatever your favorite closed captioning was. And the thing about it is that it was funny, but then I got really upset about it because there are plenty of people who need the closed captioning, and it's like, just because you're showing a concert doesn't mean that you don't want that to be there for those that are hard of hearing. So so no, YouTube, get your I guess it just listens and interprets. Yes. And boy, that was bad. That was pretty bad.
Say, buddy, I was talking to my lovely wife about the fact, doing this, and I said to her, just got to make sure I don't curse too much, because I'm so used to just, you and I chatting off the cuff. And
where on this?
Yes. And Lisa was like, honey, why wouldn't you? And I'm like, I've been trying to be so, because I have a mouth of a sailor. It didn't sound right. What I meant to say was, I can be yes.
I mean, do you know how hard it's been for me to not curse during my shows? I mean, it's a family show, and when I first, I'm going to name drop here. When I first worked with Tony Bennett, he was asking me about my concerts. He goes, "You go on the road a lot?" I said, "Yeah, I do." He says, "Let me give you a piece of advice." I said, "Yes." I said, "Yes, sir." He says, "Keep it a family show. You keep it a family show, and you'll be touring forever." I said, "You're right. You're right."
And what a classy guy he is. Just in general.
It's classy. We don't curse because it's classier. I don't know. Honestly, now, like, I feel like, thank goodness I didn't grow up with the internet, because younger me would have been. I didn't even know bad words until I was like 17 and a half. I truly.
I had a similar thing. My dad, and once again we're going far off topic, but my dad always had a thing where he kind of felt like, he was a bit intellectually taught. He was an educator, and yada yada yada. And part of his thing was, he felt like cursing. He felt like if you had to revert to cursing, then you weren't able to make your point. So he always saw it as like, as you don't need those words, son. You can make your point in other ways. I tend to enjoy it.
You can. He's absolutely right. You can.
You can. But
I think the key is, like everything else that's so enjoyable, everything in moderation.
Including moderation?
Including moderation. If you drop a key F-bomb at the right spot.
Oh, I'm telling you, absolutely. Yes.
I'm not sure there will be any of those during the live stream, dear.
No.
But
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
But what else? In the comments here, send us your questions. By the way, we are going to be reading questions. If you want to put questions in the comments of this live stream or the how is that, by the way, Tarek? Tell us what are your give us some notes on your wine here. What do you observe? What do you
say? It's kind of remarkable. And you know, you and I were having a discussion. The reason I brought these out is you and I were discussing, wines and whatnot, and where I live, and yada yada yada. But I've never done a deep Burgundy dive, and I think it's that is remarkable.
It's just, can we do when we're done? Like after we're done with the live stream, I shouldn't be saying this on our live. But after we're done with the live stream, let's just dive headfirst into a vat of Burgundy.
I'm so into it.
I would even go so far as to say maybe you and I feel like this is an idea now. Maybe you and I could do some online wine tastings with everybody.
I would think that'd be great.
Right? That would be fun. Because you are so much more knowledgeable about wine than I am. I love wine, but every time I have a question about wine, anytime I'm interested in a new proprietor or a winemaker, especially in the Santa Barbara region, Tarek is like the wine mayor of wine country.
I feel so fortunate because for me, I have so many friends in food and wine up here in Santa Barbara. And, once again, with what's going on right now with the quarantine, they're really, really taking a hit. But I have so many friends, and it's such a thing up here, and such a kind of part of the culture that it's really been something that since I moved back, I just kind of, I want to say dived into.
Dived. That was right, dived. Yeah.
Let's go with dived. Let's go with dived.
Yeah. It's an endless journey, truly.
Yes. Yeah. It's so, like when we were doing the last leg of the tour, which was so great because we were getting a chance to go to play at some wineries and region, and I love it.
I love playing the wineries.
You too.
And it's fun because for those of you that are in the that are on this that have been to the winery shows, like it's a win-win.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, a little tipsy is great news for us. It's just a good time all around.
It really, really is. That was a super special run. The Santa Barbara thing was a big thing for me, and you're so wonderful on that night. And once again, I have it on video somewhere, so I can go. Yeah, that was because I went to see so many concerts at that venue, when I was younger. And I've been, as Keith Richards said, I've been thrown off much better stages. I think that's what he said. Oh no, I've been thrown off that stage a number of times.
Yes. Yeah. I've seen shows there too. My first concert that I ever did there actually was with Sarah Brightman.
Oh, that's right.
Back when I was like 19, 20 years old. And she took me on her La Luna tour and we played the bowl. And it was interesting because the bowl shell, did they redo it? They did, right? They must have. Because when I played the Santa Barbara Bowl with Sarah all those years ago, it was like just a cement shell. Like I didn't feel like there was much to it. And Sarah always has like acrobatics and pyro and all this stuff in her shows. It's like a whole spectacle. Right. And I remember very specifically her crew. I was just a guest. I just sang one song every night because now I know, as somebody who has a whole crew with me, like how you have to be super considerate to your crew. You can't force them to squeeze a square peg into a round hole. And I just remember on that night, her crew was just like, how are we going to get this giant globe and all the hanging flames and all this stuff into this bowl? And that was an interesting night. Yeah.
Well, and as a venue, it's funny because I grew up obviously up here and going to the bowl, but it's one of the favorite venues for a lot of artists. Like I know that I think it's one of Radiohead's favorite venues too, because it's just there's something about it, something about the energy in the area. And I used to drive when I lived in LA. I used to drive from LA to Santa Barbara to see certain shows. Yeah. Because I knew that it was a different feel and aesthetic and mindset of the listener. And that was the first time, in my entire life, that's the first time I ever played on that stage. That's the first time I ever played on that stage.
That was a special night. It was a special night for you, a special night for us because we were just about done. And anyway, but that was the last and now we're about to do a first. This is going to be our first ever live stream.
Yeah.
And you never forget your first. And for
Yes.
those of you that have been kind enough to get tickets, if you are curious about getting tickets, if this Instagram live has just piqued your interest more than anything else, you can go to joshgroban.com/livestream, and you'll see singing, not just bantering, real singing with not only the brilliant Tara Cacconi, but Mark Stevens is going to be on piano.
Yes.
He's going to be playing, I think, an organ. He's going to have an accordion with him. He'll probably have a thumb piano.
Yes.
I got to say, since talking about wine, we've had at least 3 requests for the 3 of us to stomp grapes live on the stream. So
we should do it for charity.
Let's get weird.
Charity, yes.
Yeah. Oh, stop. If you know what I'm talking about, guys, I love you. Grape lady, the fallen grape lady. So thank you all for joining us. Tarek, is there anything you want to add or ask about this?
Well, one of the things, I know that for this event, we also have some things that are tied specifically into the event. Like there's T-shirt bundles. And things like
yes.
Yeah.
There is a T-shirt bundle where there's a Find Your Light T-shirt bundle, and we've already sold a gazillion of these, which is so great. But if you buy the Find Your Light T-shirt bundle, 5 smackaroos are going to directly into Find Your Light, and we're going to raise thousands of dollars for arts education through this T-shirt bundle. And it has by far been the most popular of the T-shirt bundles. This was one we've never put out before, and so wear it where you go, and just know that by wearing it, you're helping a lot of kids. So
and one question I had as you were talking about it, I'd be curious to hear if the viewers have any questions. But one question I had as you were talking about it was Sarah Brightman. Have you talked a lot about how that came about? How you wound up on tour with her?
So I was in the middle of working on my first album with David Foster, and I was a big Sarah B fan from way back at the Phantom days. I would just wear out that cast recording. And then she was making such interesting, she was truly one of like the founders of this classical crossover kind of genre.
Right.
And this was before, it became, boy bands, but man bands. She was doing really experimental stuff with her producer, Frank Peterson. They were doing, the La Luna album was incredible. The album before that, I forgot what it was called. It was like a Red album. Maybe you can help me in the comments. But it's just electronica and all these different styles and languages, and it was just very inspiring. So one day, David called me and he says, "Look, Sarah came to the house, and she and Frank hung out, and I brought up your first album, played her some of your stuff, and she was interested in maybe you coming on the road." And joining her for a song a night, was really such an incredible learning experience, because I had my 5 minutes out on stage, and I took in every moment of that and enjoyed it. But really, it gave me such a great opportunity to observe just at that level. We played so many different countries, and we played all different sizes of theaters. One place we'd play 10,000 seats in Germany, then we'd play the Wiltern in LA, or we'd play the Santa Barbara Bowl, or we'd play indoors, we'd play outdoors. So it gave me a sense of kind of what the touring life was like, about what that work ethic was like. And, it's something to do before an album even comes out. I really got to cut my teeth with that. So it was really fun. It was a great time.
Well, and speaking to that, like, there's been so many, I've known you for a long time, and you've done so many different things with different people and different venues. Do you have a preference of like, do you prefer to do smaller intimate things, or do you prefer like the larger things, or do they all have, like a pluses and minuses? Like what is it that you prefer as a special guest versus, you know what I'm saying? I'm going with the question.
Somebody just wrote, "Josh, you talk very fast. I'll learn English."
They're assuming you're speaking English.
I'm sorry I'm speaking too fast, but I'm also delighted that it's inspired you to learn a second language. Thank you for that. Thank you. There is something so fun about the big. We had so much fun on the last tour because we just, you know, after doing the Stages tour and doing some incredible theaters, it was so nice to get out. I think there's something really fun about hearing the grandeur of some of these songs in a big venue, because I feel like there's kind of it's communal, you know, if everybody's sharing this big space together, there's an energy to that. I love the arenas for that reason. But I will say that, like, my second favorite tour was the Before We Began, because it was off the cuff, it was super intimate, it was there was not a lot to hide behind musically. It was just me and you and Mark, and was it Mark? It was Mark. Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark was with us. Yeah. And Sweeney, my dog, opened the show every night. Remember the couch?
I do.
And, you know, my managers at the time were just like, you know, go out there with a few songs you know you want to sing, and just let the rest of the night take care of itself. And I think a little bit of that is going to be the way we do this live stream.
Yes.
We've got some songs that have been requested, and we're going to do all those songs.
Yeah.
But also, I think we're just going to kind of see where the night takes us, or the afternoon, depending on where you're watching from, or 5 o'clock in the morning, really depending on where you're watching from. And we might do some stuff off the cuff. We might do some stuff we've never done before. I might play guitar poorly. I might put Tarek on the lead mic, and we'll see. We might stomp grapes for charity. You just don't know. So we've seen all of your requests scrolling in. Apparently my mustache is doing the thing again. Do you ever get this thing with your mustache where it gets like really thick here, and then it's a little thinner out here? Yeah.
Oh, there's a whole kind of magic for me, you know, because I'm not normally super hirsute. So for me, just to make it look like it's filled out, like there's a fair amount of geometric shaping, like almost what is not topiary, you know what I'm talking about.
I like that, topiary. Listen, I want to be rascally, I want to be of the times, I want to be topiary. Those are the three things I require when branding.
Yes, on the next meeting.
Myself.
Well, and it's interesting because going to what you were just saying, I remember the Before We Begin tour. I remember going into it having some nervousness on my part, because it's the first time we'd ever done something like that.
Yeah.
And this isn't meant to be, you know, overly whatever, but okay, I don't know if I've ever told you the story, and I apologize, but I'm going to compliment you. But I don't know if I've ever told you the story before, but you know, it was interesting to watch the movie nights and go back in time, because the Josh Groban one that we did in 2012, I think that was my second show with you.
Well, that was the closest, 2007, right?
No.
2002?
I think it was.
Well, the last one we watched was the one we shot live in Pasadena, the PBS, my first PBS special. Yeah, and you were on that. That was with you and Eric, JR.
Yep.
Zach.
Yeah.
And Timmy. Yeah.
Yep.
And so and Ramon Stagnaro, of course, the two of you bouncing off each other. It was incredible. And Bill Ross was conducting that orchestra.
Yes.
That was 2003. Thank you in the comments. Not 2003 or 2002. I think
it was 2003. I think the first show I did with you was in 2002, but that show was 2003. I think it was like my second or third show with you.
Yeah.
And I remember that you know, I had come from touring with a bunch of pop artists and yada yada yada. Yeah. And I remember saying to someone, you know, I just played with you, and they said, how'd it go? And I said, if this kid, because you were a kid, I was like, if this kid calls me, I will drop everything. I was like, this guy is something super special. And one of the things I loved about the Before We Began was, you know, I love hearing the music and hearing your voice in all sorts of different venues, but there's something about that smaller thing that not everybody can do. And it's neat to, once again, pull some of that stuff away and hear those things stripped down. So I'm as excited to play as I am for people to hear it, you know.
Thank you for that. I too would drop anything. If you said you were doing a tour and needed a background singer, I would drop everything.
Okay, this is on film, you know that.
On film. Oh yes. Yeah. But that's for all of us. That's me, that's you, that's Mark. Mm-hmm. I am so blessed to have you as a music director, to hear your virtuosity every time we get to play together. and for the same reason, I love the broken downness of it as well, because it gives people a chance to hear you, to hear Mark, to hear this music played with such brilliance and prowess and rascaliness and of
the times
of the timesness. Yeah. So it goes both ways, my friend, and I'm so honored to hear you say that, and so, you know, on that note, we're gonna get just have a great time. We're gonna sing a bunch and play a bunch and get topiary. And people are just writing random words to me now. No.
That's
it's gotten to that point. It's gotten to that point. But you know, if this goes well and we have fun, we could do more of these and include other things in it. We could do a little wine tasting. A lot of people said yes to the online wine tasting. I actually kind of love that idea.
I love that. I mean,
you know, maybe get some debating. We'll get some master debating in there.
Yes, I'm down for all.
And cooking. Bring Lisa in, and I'll share my new favorite recipe, which is microwaving a Trader Joe's tamale.
Oh,
delicious.
Trader Joe's tamales. Yes.
So, in conclusion, joshgroban.com/livestream. Reserve your seat today. Tell your friends. Join us for this first time ever experience as we all try to enjoy what we love so much about performing for these extraordinary fans. What we miss so much about that. Don't get me wrong, I've enjoyed singing in my shower, but this gives us a chance to do something a little more high-tech for you guys. There will be great lights. We're going to a top secret location that is actually very, very technically cool for us to have. Just, you know, it'll look like a show. It'll look like a real show. And the sound will be state of the art. So get your favorite headphones, plug those bad boys in, and just, you know, escape with us for a couple hours. We're going to have a really good time. And Tarek, thank you for being such an amazing friend, such an incredible musician, and for joining me today on my first ever live Instagram live interview.
Thank you for inviting me, man. It's always great to see your face, and love to get a chance to share this with you, and also share this with all the people out there checking it out.
Should we try a few of these?
I have no idea how to do that. I have no idea where that even is. Oh, yes.
You don't see the little bubbles below you?
I have no idea. I'm so confused.
What even is that? That's, I'm shifting. I'm shifting!
Oh. Okay, that is highly disturbing.
You know, if we are living in a simulation, as Elon Musk says we are,
I knew we
might be. All right.
All right, buddy.
Love you, my friend.
Love you, buddy. Always.
All of you watching, thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you on June 27th for the big show.
For the big show.
Bye, everybody.
Take care, buddy.
Keep the comments coming in. Bye.